welcome to this Mark's Reviews and Tutorials video. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on an F30 or F31, or as a matter of fact all of the F series 3 Series BMW is going to be exactly the same as this. If you have a look up here, this is the 4-cylinder 2-litre injected engine. Very noticeable having this oil cooler out the front here is how you pick that engine. And we're going to do an oil change. And just to give you a quick rundown to start with, this here is the oil filter cap. So we're going to undo that. You are going to need a special tool to get that off. That's step one. And if you're going to work on one of these BMWs, unless you are paper thin, and even if you are, you're not going to be able to get underneath it to drain the oil out unless you can lift the car up. So I've gone with vehicle ramps. If you don't have those though, you can jack the car up. And if you're wanting to buy a jack, have a look at the link up here. I've got a video about which jack to buy for a BMW. Because they're lower, you can't just use a standard jack, but you can jack it up and then put it on vehicle stands. If you only have a jack and you don't have some way of securing the car in the area, don't go getting under the thing just on a jack. It's just not safe. So something like vehicle stands, ramps to hold the car up. And this is a very straightforward. If you can get the car up in the air, and if you've got a tool to get that off, and then apart from that, you just need a 17mm socket underneath to drain the oil. They're the only special tools that you're going to need. So let's get underway.
Okay, so the first and most important job is to get the oil draining out of the car. So down under the car, down under here, you need to come right underneath, and centrally, you're looking for this. You see that little square part there? It's just behind the center of the front wheels. And it's just got a little rotating catch here that you would undo with a screwdriver. If I had one, yeah, it's a bit tight. So you identify this, and then just with a screwdriver, you turn this so that the flat spot comes to where that is. And then this here will just pop down. If you don't get dirt in your eyes, that's there. That pops down, and here is the sump plug. Now you'll notice it's plastic. This sump plug is actually replaced each time that you change the oil. Believe it or not, I'll show you the MAN oil filter that I've bought, and it's actually come with a brand new sump plug. So we replace it, replace the sump plug with the oil filter. They come in a kit. So we've got to get that size Allen key, and we'll be able to take that sump plug out.
Okay, so when it comes to the oil filter you buy, now for an F30 BMW with a 4-cylinder petrol engine, it's HU816. Z is the kit I've got. I've got a 2-wheel drive car. I believe it's X if you have an X-drive car. But have a look for your local country and all the rest of it, because they do change sometimes. But man, use a known filter brand. Don't go a cheapy Chinese filter. I've got a video about how one of those fell apart on me. I'll put a link up here if you want to have a look at it. Go a known brand, especially because with the F30, that's what I've written on there, so I know what car it's for. Have a look in here with the kit. Here is your oil filter, but the kit, you see here, getting another sump plug. So you're going to be replacing this sump plug and O-ring, and you really want to get a good quality one of those. Obviously you get a cheap, poor quality sump plug, that's not going to work out well for you. And you see here there's 2 O-rings, a little one and a big one. These go on the cap that we take off. So we replace those, and we replace the sump plug as well. So you're going to need an Allen key. I'll go and check out what size that is for you, but you need the whole kit: the oil filter, the new sump plug, the new O-ring on here, and the 2 O-rings for under the oil filter.
Okay, so we're going to undo this. I'll show you, I took a still shot. This doesn't have a size written on it, but it's a big Allen key. It's bigger than you normally get in a set. It's actually 1 centimetre, 10mm, right the way across. But it's got here, open, close, everything written on it that we want. So, let's, yep, here we go. Undo this. It's got little keyed in teeth, which is interesting, which is going to stop it from vibrating undone. Probably why they've done this, but interesting going with plastic. And there we go. So let that drain.
Okay, so of course when you're taking that sump plug out, you should put disposable gloves on so that that spent engine oil doesn't get on your hands. That would be clever. So now getting this off, I'm going to put some links in the description of different places you can buy this little spider mechanical arm thing I use, and it's been brilliant because all of the different sizes, unfortunately BMW doesn't have just one size for this cap here. They have multiples, so you can get the right size cap, and I'll put some links in the description for sets, and also just so you can buy the one that's the right size for you. I use this multi-fit. It's just got the little arms that come out and grip it. Now, don't buy the one with flat arms. If you're going to buy one, have a look. I'll put a link up to how not to change the oil in your 3 Series BMW, and it shows a really bad quality one that was hopeless. So make sure you don't buy that one. So what we want to do, get this on and just get it square and flat, and then undo it. It comes in the normal undo direction. There we go. Just around like that. And again, with this engine, it's not wide enough to go through here. So get it set where you want, and then it'll tension up, and then it'll come off like that. And then eventually you'll be able to just take it off by hand. The very, very first time I did an oil change on a BMW, it was an E36, and I was in Germany. And yes, as soon as I started to take the oil cap off, I found out I couldn't, it was way too tight. There's an O-ring comes all the way up, so it does stay a bit tight. I doubt, yeah, still can't undo it by hand now. So you are going to need a special tool to get your oil filter off, but if it's your BMW, that's fine. All right, so eventually it'll come to finger tight, then you lift it up. But before you go lifting it out, because you've got like alternator and all sorts of important things here, put some rags down so that you're not going to dribble it everywhere. Get a bag, something that doesn't have a hole in it, preferably one you can recycle or have recycled. Stick it here. Then what we're going to do is lift. Oh, here we go. That oil filter came out. That normally doesn't happen. It normally comes up with the filter as well. We're going to put that in the bag, and we're going to put the old filter up and out, and that goes straight in the bag as well. And then you can see in there, you just make sure that's all clean. There's nothing in there at all. And over here on this, you see here's the two places where the O-ring goes. There's one there at the top, and there's one right here in the shoulder. And you notice it's not sitting hard up against the edge. Don't put the O-ring up against the hedge. There's a slot here for it to go. Take it over to the workbench, and we'll swap a screwdriver, and we'll get underneath it and lift that O-ring off. Just like that. That one off. And then down here, this one as well. Get him up, stretch him off. And then we get from here, get the O-rings. I like to get the little one out first so that we don't lose it. And that goes on there. And then the big one. Trying to hold it on the top. You can see here the slot that it goes into. There's the thread and then the slot, but you don't put it right up hard against the top there. So put that over the top like that. Now I do like to get a bit of oil and just stick it on, because if you don't, you'll really hear it grip and carry on as you screw it into place. Okay, that's now ready for the filter. And as we said, that will actually press fit over the top like that. And that assembly is now ready to go back onto the car. So this now can go straight back on. Just put it down into place. A bit of oil on there. Just got to get it to sit there exactly like that. And then we screw it into place. You can hear that O-ring going down, and that would be a lot noisier and grippier if we hadn't put that little bit of oil on it. Now, you do now have to put the tool back on and screw it right down to touch, and you'll see up on top, you'll see the torque that they want you to put it back up to. So just as you do the final nibbing up, just get him, well, 25 to 30 Newton meters, which is just nice and tight like that. Okay, and give it a bit of a wipe to get the oil off. And the top side is done, so the oil's been draining while we're doing this, so we'll have a quick look underneath to see if it's finished draining. And do wait, even if it slows down, wait for the oil to come out, because you want to get as much out as you possibly can. And then while we're waiting for the oil to drain, I'll talk about oil to put in. I'll put some links through to some good oil as well, but with your BMW, as a matter of fact, I'll link to another video that talks about what oil is best for your BMW. But basically, most BMW engines are going to want 5W30 full synthetic. That's the specification that you're after. Hey, thanks for watching this so far. To continue, just click the Part B video that's up on your screen now, and we'll keep on going.